Welcome back, Wastelanders, to the next episode of Let's Try to Finish This Thing. I'm just kidding. To the next episode of Let's Build a Medieval Castle. So, I got a very awesomely spicy tip from one of you that reminded me that there are other windows that are available for these arches. I had seen them in the past, but I honestly had completely forgotten they even existed. For whatever reason, my twisted little monkey brain just assumed that all of these sections here, the different themes, all had the same exact pieces. They do not. Some of them have others that some of them don't. Something like that. Alright, so we're going to head back over. Here we go. And we're just going to go right into this one here, the vanilla. And yes, there are some other window sections that fill up these arches pretty nicely. So we're going to go ahead and scroll forever till we get to them. So, of course, these are the different types of arches that come with this particular theme, whatever texture. But what we want is, one, you got these cool top pieces. We're not going to use that because that's metal. We don't really want that. But we do have, like, this one here, and this is pretty cool, but it interferes with the mesh there, and it also stands out a little too much. So, we're going to go for that bad boy there. And take a look at that and see how we like it. So, I don't know. You guys can vote on which one you like better. If you like this style, or if you like the other style that I did before. Honestly, I'm in agreement with most of you in that I like the original church one that went there, but with the wood texture on the bottom, like, yeah, I can kind of use the interior sections of Snappy builds to kind of match some of it, but it's actually going to be a huge pain in the butt because of the height of the wood walls and whatnot. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that so we can just double check if I can even remember. One has it. I don't know. We'll take a look in here. There's some clean wall sections. Let's see. We got dividers, actually. And now I'm trying to remember where the heck I saw them, because I was just using them or looking at them the other day. There we go. So you have something like this, and you know, it's probably an okay height, but the wood texture is not going to match. So just to double check, and if I am wrong, you know, please do let me know. I'm gonna throw in the window that we had before. I think that's it there. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna... So, yeah, height-wise, you can see that's gonna be a huge problem with these windows here. And you're gonna say, well, why don't you just get rid of those windows? I mean, I suppose I could. Unfortunately, in Snappy Builds 2, with the interior kits, there is no wallpaper. Well, actually, okay, there is wallpaper, now that I think of it. To match that, I was thinking like actual sticky parts, but there is actual wallpaper. So, does have the brain turn, and so maybe I will actually try to finagle this in place. So let's do some. I want this to match the exterior. So let's go ahead and. Oh no, I'm stuck. What's going on here? There we go. Broke out. All right. So, as you can see, this sticks out quite a lot. And, of course, I'd want that to be as flush as possible. And let's go ahead and bring that over. Scooch. More. Okay. I think... Turn off my highlighting here. I can actually see what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. Now I can actually see what the problemo is. Let's do that. And let's see how this is. Alright, so we're going to have to kind of replace this a little, because alright, so let's do that. That side looks okay. That side looks okay from afar. Let's see what happens if I do that. Ooh, too bad. Okay, so that's good enough. So I mean, it looks cool, but at the same time, you know, we have that line going across there on the top and the bottom. The top, I don't mind as much, because it looks decorative, and it actually kind of ties in that little section there. You know, gives it a little something something. But I do have some other ideas. So let's see here. Actually, you know what? I probably should have just used that. But then again, that would have made the bottom still be a problem. So let's go inside here. Now let's see how far out is this. Yeah, see, like that's sticking out pretty darn far, which not that big a deal when I do something like that, but then we still have this unsightly thing here, and then if we come underneath it, we can see that, which, you know, if we're putting a floor there, not that big a deal. I can hide that quite easily. It's hiding that there, which is the problem. Do have another quick idea, I think. Let's try this. Walls and into church. What did I do? Structures. Oh, whoops, dummy. Okay, back there we go. Standard. Then we do have these filler pieces all the way at the very, very end. It's too big. Oh, jeez, no, that's that's not quite what I was looking for. All right, so that off obviously be a pain. Could possibly get away with doing something like this. That's really gonna muck things up. I'd have to try to find like some really thick, chunky wall. See, that doesn't even... The textures look like crap trying to match that up. So let's get rid of that one. There was this wider one here. Now the problem we run into is that we've got that decorative piece there on the top too. This just becomes like a huge nightmare, and I don't know. Actually, you know what? I think Snappy Housekits. There's another section of interior or something that might work. The wallpapers. Come on. Furniture. I know I've seen it. Actually, you know what? It reminds me of, yeah, this is the texture that was in my head. I mean, I might be able to work off of that using something like this. It's possible. For now, I suppose I can leave it, and I can brainstorm. Hey. So, if you guys have some other ideas in order to try to keep that, to make the interior work, maybe there's something I'm not remembering, then please do let me know. Now, as far as the waterfall goes, oh jeez, how far over? Let's see, like right about here, right about in line with that window there. Come over about this window here, so that would take out all those. Now, how deep down does this go? Roughly about around here. There. Okay, so yeah, if I decide to try and keep that existing fountain, we're gonna lose like all this space, like right here by that window, where I can't put anything. Now, one of you had mentioned maybe possibly doing like an aquarium or something. It doesn't work. As you can see, the water is completely invisible until, boom, you're inside of it. So, not anything I can do with that. The other option is to bloop, take that out. And, of course, one of you had a conniption about the fact that I put a fountain up here to begin with, because no medieval castle would have that, but who cares? We're having some fun. I know you weren't really serious about being all upset with it, so what am I looking for? Decorations. Statues. So we can put in the same exact fountain. Of course, make that smaller so that it actually fits up here. And then I could put my own waterfall sections in to make it look like it's a, you know, full-fledged fountain. The only difference is I won't have any water down on the bottom per se. Going to have to play around here. I'm not really going to build this. I'm just going to show you quickly the possibilities here. Pool, water, waterfall. So we got these waterfalls. Obviously we want like the smallest ones, which are even like quite big. So we might have to, like, do some shrinking. I mean, that works. You know, it looks like it's just coming, like, right off the top here. It's overflowing. Oh, that's right. I took away my highlighting. So, that, you know, can do the job, and I can just put a whole bunch of these, like, the whole way around. Like so. And we don't have any water on the bottom now. You do have these splashes, but I don't want to use that because they radiate outwards, and you know, even the smallest one is too big. And yeah, I can shrink them and do this and do that, but at the same time, it's just not going to do the effect that I have, or I should say that I want. Now, the other option is, not these, but, is this mod? Yeah, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But we do have all these different water effects, and obviously I don't want to use any of these because we're going to have the same problem that is going to give you, like, all this water underneath it. But there are water effects, so of course we have the waterfalls, we have the splash, some mist, which maybe we might use when we go ahead and decide to do some building. Or I should say decorating for this. Then we have like little water leakage. Really hard to see these dudes, but kinda sort of see it right there up against the brick. There's a bigger one. There you go. There's a water spray one. There we go. Now you can actually see them. And I don't even know what that one is. But there's like, oh, that's like a trickle or something. So yeah, some of these are like really hard to see. And, there we go. That was kind of what I'm looking for. So this is one of the ones that I used in the making of my movie, S.C.R.A.P. And it gives you this kind of, like, rippling effect. But there's also another that's, like, just a drip. Which actually, I think that's in a different one now that I'm thinking about it. Because there's a couple of different mods that have it. Like, yeah, here's another, like, splashy, watery thing. So actually, in order to do this one, because this mod is such a huge pain to work with because, like, once you put stuff like the water down, you can't pick it back up again. So actually, you know what? I'm going to do a quick save. And, nope, you guys can't see that. Not that you'd be able to tell what that is, but yeah, something special for you guys. Which reminds me, I am going to be coming back to doing my settlement Sundays, but it's not going to be every other Sunday like it used to be. I just do not have the time to do those videos plus all of these, so you'll just have to bear with me, and as I can make them, I will be posting them. Decorate. Chemistry. No, this is all this other stuff. Oh wait, no. It's got its own mod, the one that I was thinking of. There we go. Let's see. You know what, let's check this one. So, yeah, same thing. So we don't want that. You know, that could have almost worked, but it's going to give me the same exact problem. Waterfall, waterfall, splash, marker, that's the splash, fixation point. Oh. I'm trying to remember where the heck I found the dripping water. Oh, wait, okay, I used two different effects, that's why. Okay. So yeah, the other one is part of... Let me see here. No, not those guys. CVA, that's the one I was thinking of. That has that little effect of the water, so just real quick, we'll go ahead and find that guy again. It's, no matter what, it's not going to look great because I would have to overlap my water effects and everything. Let's see. Hang on a second, I'm multitasking here. Okay. My apologies for that. That dude, not that one. So that's like a ripply effect. I think that's like a bubbly one. So we did do a save. So let's see how this guy looks in here. So if I just throw that in there, like, yeah, not really. Obviously we don't want that. That's just kind of like a random thingy. That's the one I'm thinking of. Turn off my surface snap. So let's Yeah, so see, now I've got like that effect of like the water coming down, but like as you see, I cannot interact with that. So I'd have to get all of these like perfectly where I want them. So I go that. It works. It'd be time consuming. So yeah, that's something to consider. So we're gonna go ahead and undo some of that. So essentially that's one of the ways that I could potentially build my own. I can just either throw a bunch of waterfall sections up like that and call it a day, and do the same thing for the top, have them come down onto that one, and so on and so forth. I am going to continue to brainstorm that, so... Alright, we're gonna do some guard towers here. Now, um, unfortunately, I don't have a matching texture for that. We can actually turn that back on to kind of blend in like I did with those guard towers. So we're gonna have to kind of get creative here and possibly even do some like really funky stuff now that I'm thinking about it. Well, we could probably take that section out and or that section and just build straight off of these guys here to make it look purposeful. So let's go ahead and take these out for now. That'll kind of give us the sections we need. Of course, we don't want that. And we'll have to go for, I suppose, a texture that is very, very different so that it looks purposeful. So let's go maybe to commercial. Little stuff in here. And I'm gonna need a base to work off of. Now I gotta decide. You know, I think we're gonna do it this way. And let's see. Ooh, looking at that, that like really does make a sharp curve there. Alright, so maybe we'll just completely take that guy out of there. And let's put this in place like so, maybe. Yeah, let's rotate that, because I want it to kind of go with the road there. And let's see how does that look? I mean, obviously you're not going to see that blend in like that. Alright, so let's take that and... Did I match that up? Let's do that. Let's match the height-wise so that these towers are basically, like, practically identical in that sense. This case, too, maybe actually I should do something like this. And don't care too much if it blends into that ground there. Who cares? And in this case, too, I can put straight piece of wall from there to there to kind of actually tie in this whole thing. So let's actually... no, sorry, it wasn't Snappy Builds. Let's go ahead and do that. Go into here. Retaining walls. Whoop, not those, these guys. I think these might snap. This. Do I have snapping on? I do now. Ah, there we go. So, we can... There we go. Do this, and look at that. Now it blends in and looks like it was meant to be. So the only... Oop, careful there. Thing I want to change is I want to kind of scooch that in just like that. And... Oh, I might... Aren't... Did come straight across. Okay, so that's on top of that. So let's move this guy out of the way real fast. That's really weird. Oh, okay, it's because that... Yeah, because of that. Alright, so this will be exactly the same if I just do that and that. And let's go ahead and backfill this in place here. Like so. Then we'll do the same over here, and then of course we'll put the corners in. Like so. Those are. And these here are. So on. Cool. And then of course, you know, this is kind of ugly, so let's see if we can maybe dress this up with the corner piece here. Maybe we can use, ew, not that. That. Oh, is that like different texture? Something. I don't know. So let's turn off snapping real quick, and let's kind of blend this in a little to kind of give us a little something here. Maybe something like so. Just ever so gently. Let's see. That's better. Not perfect, but I'll take it. Alright. Snappy's back on to do the corners. Of course, this one's going to look lower, but that's just because of the landscape, but everything should match up and be the same exact height. So now that we have our base, let's go ahead and do a quick save here. Okie dokie. So, let's see. Now that we have our base, yeah, I think I'm going to use the commercial. I'm going to play around with that. We haven't used anything like that. I guess we'll stick with the standard walls. Let's see, what do these look like? Stone inside and out. Alright, cool. We're going to have some fancy schmancy walls and doors here. Now, that's the other thing, too, is I'm going to decide where I'm putting my doors. I suppose here, in the back. And put one there. Cool, I like it. Alright, now we do have all kinds of like windowies and stuff. These are pretty gnarly. Of course these look more like guard towers, so yeah, as much as I like the other ones, we're gonna have to unfortunately go for these dudes. What happened here? Why is that one so low? Get up there. Come in. What are you doing? There we go. Yeesh. Alright, so on this one, we don't really need this one here, so I'm just going to put a standard wall. Yeah, I'm going to put this guy here. So, whoop, there we go. And I think there are, yes, corner pieces to make this look better. There we go. Cool. Throw a bunch of these dudes in there. And of course, we're going to have this weird little transition there that isn't the best, but we can maybe find some way to make that look pretty in the end. Just going to stick that there just because. Cool. So now we got two little guardhouses, and I have to do something about like making an entryway here. That now that I'm thinking about it, I might have to rotate this guy because I want this to be straight. Whoops! Man, oh man. Yeah. And honestly, I didn't even use the curve piece now that I'm thinking about it, because I put all that in there. So, yeah, let's fix that, because I'm a dingleberry. There's a word you probably haven't heard in a long time. Alright, let's do that to connect these to make this work. So, yeesh. I'm gonna save all this into our inventory. Do that. Hey. Grr. That's what happens when you try to work too fast. Alright, we don't need that piece at all. We will go continue to save these. And we'll stick that there for the moment because I'm going to need some more wall pieces. Landscaping, retaining. There we go. Here's going to be the other guard tower, so we don't need that. So we can take that. Stick that aside at the moment. That there we go. Cool, now we're rocking. There. Alright, get our corner pieces. I am not going to put another one there because we're not going to see it, especially once I put, oh, jeez and crackers, the actual walls in place, back in place, so. Alright, did I do that wrong? I did. Get over there. What are you doing? Yes, okay. Cool. Now, let's go back over and put our guardhouse back together. And then we gotta decide what kind of roof we're gonna do. So we need... Let's see, I think I used this wall. Did. Sweet. And we use these windows. There we go. Ooh, careful. That one there. that one there, and we're gonna put this one here, and I'm gonna have to do some finagling here because this just doesn't look right. So let's turn that off, and let's blend these in. This is gonna kind of make things a little wonky, but sometimes you have to just kind of mess around. So let's go give that a bit of a turn, and try that. Alright. That's probably a better view to do this from. So let's get this like that. Perfect. That's exactly... Oh, almost. We do have a little slight overlappy problem. Ugh. Trying to get those corners like perfectly blended into each other. You know what? Let's turn off our highlight. There we go. So I can actually see where these bad boys are. I want this to be like almost as seamless as possible. And I know I can just do what I've done with other spots and put like a pillar in here, but I kind of don't want to. Ugh, I was so close. Sometimes I gotta just exit and try again. It's just the way my brain works. Don't know why. You know, it's like probably in a worse position. Probably better to like save it like that and then pick it back up and try again. Ugh. That way I'm just a little closer. You know what? What am I doing? Let's just give it a few love taps. Sometimes forget that I have that ability. And, okay, I think that works. Alright, and then we're gonna have to obviously turn our snapping back on. Back over, get a corner piece or two. Finish with these bad boys. Make sure they are correct. Perfecto. Alright. And yes, it sticks up a little bit on each side perfectly. Cool. And now these are in line with each other, even though they don't really look like it just because of the way the road is curving. But as you saw, we did put them together like that. So, why am I making such a big stink about that? Because these are guardhouses and we need to have a gate here as well. But before we do anything else, let me check the roof section here. We do have like these little dudes here. Do something like this. And just cover the inside. And then of course we need... Yeah, there we go. So you're like, what are you doing, man? Now we're getting fancy. I'm going to throw a couple of these in. Now obviously you come in here, you look up, you're going to see sky. So we're going to have to fix that with the floor section. So we're going to grab one of these, and you know what? Actually, we're going to use that because it's got a cool decoration up top. Stick one bad boy there, and one there. Hopefully that was in the right spot. Ooh, that have a hole like that. All right. Anyway, that looks cool, and that looks cool. So I guess we're going to have to go a step further and really put some trim around these. We're going to use these dudes, and use the vanilla ones. We're going to use the smallest ones we have, which are these guys here. Perfect. And of course, yes, we're going to put some corner pieces to help hide the thing that we're trying to cover to begin with. There we go, that guy there. Make sure these are all where they should be. That guy there, and there. Come on over here. Perfecto. Corner piece. These are, like I said, some fancy schmancy guard towers. But nothing but the best for our kingdom here. Bloop. Boom. There we go. Check these bad boys out. Definitely some of the nicest guard towers I've ever made. Cool. So, I just want to point out, like, you know, somebody had mentioned, again, about the fountain up there, and realistic medieval castle wouldn't have that type of stuff. I mean, honestly, like, medieval castles were never made this big to begin with. Like, yes, there are some pretty large castles, but the majority of them out there in the real world are actually really tiny. They're nothing more than, like, probably the size of a guardhouse here, or maybe, like, half, a quarter, or a third of my courtyard, etc. So, we're just going off of fun. And again, like I said, I'm not saying that the person was being mean. I know you were not. Just, what pointing some stuff out, just in case anybody else starts to question my madness. Where am I going? Oh. There we go. I want this one. So let's see if I can find exactly what I am looking for. We actually have some like pre-made entryways. More miscellaneous awnings. Pillars. I think I mentioned before that there are some pillars that can be used for some really cool stuff, and these are them in s'mores. I don't remember what the context was about mentioning them, but there you go. That's kind of cool. Oh, and these are some of the bridges that I've used in the past for my other castle as well as other builds. And then obviously we have these guys here, but that's not what I'm looking for. There is actually a section in here that obviously that is not it that I have to find. There we go. Entryway frames. Like, you know, you recognize this one from the bridges. Obviously we're not going to use that. That's too big. But we do have like these types of dudes that match our brick textures. Obviously this one's a little on the big side. But at the same time, you know, if we center it, we can stick it like that. And it works, sort of. Not really. Alright, so let's get rid of that one there. But there are different shapes and sizes. Like, yeah, these are the ones I was actually really looking for. But obviously this one's a little too small. So we might have to take one and make it bigger. Actually, I think I want to use maybe that one. Yeah, so you got all these different styles, but I think I like this one here. So we're going to put that bad boy in place. Bloop, bloop. And give it a couple of bloopies. And then recenter. And a couple more bloopies. We're going to keep doing this until we get to the size we really want it to be. Which we are pretty close. Maybe one more. Okay. Now we have to find placement for it so that we don't muck everything else up. Like, I don't want to cover up any windows accidentally. And I think that's actually pretty darn close to what I'm looking for. So, let's see, we got a little tiny gap there. Not much of a gap there, so let's kind of do that. And alright, I think that's a pretty even Steven there. So obviously we are floating above the ground. We don't want that. So we're going to bring this bad boy down until it sinks. And there we go. Oh, I got kicked out. Plop. But that is our entryway. That's pretty darn cool. I'm totally digging it. So let's fix this real quick. We're getting kind of late in the day here, both in-game and in real life. Let's go ahead and give us some full sunlight so we can actually really appreciate this. So let's see. Game alterations, world, time. Let's reset it to 9 a.m. Boom. There we go. And of course, I'm going to have to take this out because we can't be having this. Oh, and we got a storm coming in. And you are bugging me. Your constant cawing. Really? Get out of here. Cool. So yeah, there's our guard tower. So the only real downside I'm seeing at the moment is like we got this big hump from the round thing which kind of cuts off their view that way. But, I mean, I'm not too worried about it. Like, I can see... You know, let's go ahead and go inside and let's see what we can see. And again, I'm not trying to make this to be 100% realistic, so... We're just basically... You want to have some little bit of vision in and out. So, who cares? There we go. There's our main entryway. Then we have our secondary entryway that protects the castle. You're wondering about the peasants outside of the castle. Well, they're SOL. If you do not know what SOL means, I'm not going to tell you because I don't curse on here, so that should give you one hint. Okay, last thing I want to do before I check out of here. Yes, down this way in shell kit, I believe, and then roof sections. I was doing some brainstorming the other day and came up with some really funny little things to do here. So we got these little guys here. So we're gonna make that pretty small. Let's try 30%. We're gonna put some funny little caps on these boys. Alright. We actually have to go a little bigger. That works, I think. We're going to take that and center it as best we can in each direction. And we're doing this for decorations. Cool. Alright, so if I make that smaller, looks funny. So 40%. So I know I usually save my decorating for last, but this was kind of cool because I was looking at the tops of these and it just kind of looked naked. But there you go. Now we got some cool booby tassel tops, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Gotta have little funny quirky things in there. But actually, ooh, that's not gonna work. Yeah, unless I make my towers bigger. For now, we'll leave it, and then we'll see if we can figure something else out. Alright, so I got my 2 towers there done. A little Lord of the Rings reference there. 2 towers, and I think there was one other place I wanted to put a tower. Oh, in the back here. Yeah, which we're not going to do in this episode because we're already at our end of time. But we are going to be sticking another one, yeah, right here. And I'm probably going to take down a small section of the wall here or something. Or extend this out to make it so that these steps are actually kind of functional. Why? I have no idea. Maybe so they can come out here and do some patrols or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but that'll be in the next episode. So, there we go. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys so much for your little tips, tricks, and requests and whatnot. And, you know, I do this for you all, so... yeah, if you guys have some brainstorms about this and or the waterfall, you know, let me know. And I will do what I can. I will catch you all next time. Until then, don't get irradiated.